2024's new Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack is more than just an awesome new army builder. It is a love letter to battle packs of the past and is filled with references to the old original battle packs. And in this video, I'm going to go through every set that inspired the new Clone Trooper Battle Pack. The first and most obvious inspiration of the new battle pack is the original Clone Troopers Battle Pack from 2007, set number 7655. And these sets are almost identical, or at least the clone half of the new battle pack are almost identical. So you can see they both include 4 clone troopers, and the lineup's slightly different, but you can tell it's pretty much inspired by the original. And then the builds are also very similar, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at these. So minifigure-wise, you get some of the plain white Phase 2 clone troopers in both sets. In the original 2007 one, on the right, you get 2 of those figures, and then you get 3 of the modern upgraded ones on the left. And it's just fun to look at the differences in styles between these two eras. You can definitely tell that they're both Lego, obviously, but like the old one just has like that classic Lego charm, whereas the new one is definitely striving more for accuracy and definitely looks more accurate to the source material. But I still really like these old clone troopers. I think they look pretty cool. And then in both sets, you also get a shock trooper minifigure, and again, just differences in the eras. Like you can see no leg printing on the old one, and then you obviously have the hollowed out visor. But they're remarkably similar for what they're trying to represent. Like you can see they each have like the main details that they need to represent a Lego shock trooper. And yeah, just differences in eras like I said, but both pretty cool minifigs. Only difference in the clone minifigure lineup is that the original set you get a 327 Star Corps trooper, whereas in the new one you just get another plain white clone trooper. And well, I have been wanting a new 327th trooper since the battle pack came out. I will never say no to more plain white clone troopers. So well, another 327th would have been nice. I really can't complain here. So these builds are obviously really similar upon first glance. We get 2 of these gun emplacements, and this cool like machine gun piece on top. I added this myself. It was always in like those old 501st Clone Trooper stop motion videos from pizza movies. So like I just like to have fun with mine, but you would really just have like a regular blaster rifle on there. The new one, you get a stud shooter, so you actually have some playability, some clips for trooper weapons. You can even take these shields off, whereas this one's just kind of a static emplacement. I'm kind of partial to the old one, but that's also just kind of nostalgia talking, but they're both pretty cool little turret emplacements. And then the speeders are obviously trying to, or the new one's obviously trying to be the same thing as the old, just modernized. So you can see like we even have the side cannons on the old one, those are stud shooters on the new. Where you would have 1 gun in the back on the original, you have 2, which you can then give to the clone troopers. And then even using that same piece in the middle, same piece for the base there, this one just has a lot added on the underside. A bit of a difference in the front, so the new one is a lot shorter. If I hold them next to each other here, you can see the old one is longer. But this one's definitely a bit more dense, definitely modern. And again, I'm kind of partial to the old one for nostalgia, but like I really can't deny that this one is definitely a bit of a better build. And the only difference here, other than the clone trooper, the slight clone trooper variation, is that the new one you get a little case for thermal detonators. The battle droid half of the new set actually has 2 sets it takes inspiration from, but we're going to start with the sister set to that clone battle pack from 2007 with 7654 Droids Battle Pack from the same year, the first ever Droids Battle Pack. So you can see both the droid half of the new set and the entire old set kind of follow the same pattern. We have 3 super battle droids and then 4 battle droids in the old one on the right, only 2 in the new one, but when there's 4 clone troopers in the set there, you really can't fault Lego. And then you get a stap in each set, and then like the main build is different, but we'll get back to that Tri-Droid in a bit. The B1s are identical. There is no difference between these things. They have not changed design since 1999 when they first came out. And with how different these sets are, the old and the new, it's kind of nice knowing that there's some things that just never change. The 2007 Battle Pack was the first appearance of the Super Battle Droid figure in this color, and the new set is the first appearance of the new Super Battle Droid mold. So both sets are kind of like treading new ground for Super Battle Droid figures. And I gotta say, I never realized how dopey the old one looks compared to the new design. Like you can see the face is just more stretched out, more accurate on the new one, and just looks a bit more intimidating. It looks a bit cooler. But other than that, these are very similar figures. You can see the arms are pretty much identical. They just shifted the mold a little bit. Although the funny thing is that they still left the back exposed. But you still get 3 in each set, which is very nice, especially considering that in the new sets, you get 3 of them, and it's been over a decade or almost a decade since we last had one. So it's nice to finally get some Super Battle Droids, and it's cool that it's treading new ground for the Super Battle Droid figure, just like the old one did back in 2007. These things in the middle could not be more different. We'll talk about the Tri-Droid a bit later, but what I'm interested in for now is these staps. And this stap has stayed pretty consistent since it first debuted back in the early days of LEGO Star Wars. And you can see that it uses a pretty similar design between 2007 and 2024, which is pretty cool to see. We're using the same pieces for the engine, same pieces for the guns, a very similar piece for the top of the stap, same piece for the handlebars, but the way it's attached is a bit different. And this new way with the like the wrench piece pushed into the snot brick, it makes it a bit more sturdy, so like when you're pulling the droid off, it won't rip the entire top of the stap off, which can happen with this one where the brick just likes to come off. I think the only thing I like better about the old one specifically is that you get like an actual platform for the droid to stand on. This one you just get the wedge slopes where their feet don't really reach. Now granted, on the old one, it's not actually attached to the stap, it's attached to the top of the clear stand, whereas this is all attached together. And speaking of the stand, the old one flies a little bit higher, but not really a huge deal. You can customize that all you want. And yeah, just cool to get another stap, especially in blue, although I do miss when they did this color scheme for like the Trade Federation and whatnot. But yeah, just nice to see how similar these are, kind of like the B ones, you know? So like it gets upgraded, but it still stays pretty similar. Like you could put these next to each other and it would work. We have to jump forward to 2014 with 75036 Utapau Troopers to find our next inspirational set. And while the minifigure lineup, as cool as it is, had nothing to do with the new battle pack, this Tri-Droid build definitely did. And you can see that we are using a lot of like similar construction. Like they're obviously trying to be different Tri-Droids. This one was often in the Clone Wars or on Mygeeto. This one was on Utapau, hence the set name. But you can see that it's using some similar building techniques and similar pieces, and as I was building the new one, I was definitely reminded a lot of the old. And I think the new one definitely is better than the old one in pretty much every way. You can see this one, like if you shake it around, don't get much, whereas this one, it's like this. It's interesting. And like the whole body spins, which on the plus side, you can make it do this. I don't know why you would want to, but you can. But like the flick fire missiles are acting as the play feature, as the eyes, as like the in-universe cannons, which it looks fine. But when you compare it to what they did with the new one, where you have the separate flick-fire missiles, the separate eye, the separate cannon, it just looks a lot better. And then this one can also spin just like that. You know, it's a lot smoother. It's a lot nicer. Although I will say this top piece comes off, but then you get to see the little droid brain inside, so I really can't complain too much. But yeah, so these are obviously probably the most different of any two builds, like compared to the old and new. But I also think it's the biggest step forward that they took with anything in this set, other than like maybe minifigure designs. So those are all of the sets that inspired the new 2024 Clone Trooper vs. Battle Droids Battle Pack. And I hope you guys enjoyed this look down Battle Pack memory lane. I know I always enjoy an excuse to break out these old sets. I just love them so much. And I like the new set too. I also really like how it ties into all of these old sets, especially the original 2007 Battle Pack, since they're so nostalgic for so many people. And we're just kind of like going back to the roots of the battle pack with this new one. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I hope you learned something, even just a little. And if you did enjoy this video, a like is very much appreciated. And feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts on any of the sets here, battle packs, new and old. And if you really enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss when I upload a new one. And that will do it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.